So for some reason, it really wants me to do it oriented like this. Don't really know why, but we're gonna go with that. What's up, guys? So this is the 2025 year-end stream. This is gonna be a stream that ends it all. Um, we're gonna be talking about the things that we've learned and the things that have happened this year. If you guys can hear me good, let's put a one in the chat. If you can't hear me good, just let me know. But we talk about a few things today. A few things that we learned, a few things that we'll take away from this year going into the new year. Won't be a super long stream. We'll get to the point, move on. But I do want to get some things squared away today. Talk about some things that's happened over the year and motorcycle clubs and just motorcycle life in general, and see how it goes from there. But hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. It's been a eventful year so far in the motorcycle world. Been a good bit of things happen. You've seen some bigger name motorcycle, I guess what you call them, influences, MC influences, do some changes over the past year. You've seen some new clubs come and go. More notably, you've seen some of the clubs get really big, really fast. There's that Canadian club, Satan's Choice. They got really big, really fast. And then you've got some of the other clubs have some things going on as far as shootings and fights and things like that. So, one of those things going on in the motorcycle world. I like to see, hey Max, how's it going? I like to see clubs grow. I like to see things get bigger. I like to see people meet new people, have fun riding motorcycles. That's what it's about to me. Like I just love motorcycles, and to me, it's a different kind of lifestyle, a different kind of culture, and it's fun. I think that we need to kind of understand that it is a different kind of life. It's a different kind of way of going. Being on a motorcycle and being part of a motorcycle club kind of puts a different perspective on life, because you really are like front line as far as going down the road. Like in a car, you have doors and windows and windshield things. When you're on a motorcycle, even with a windshield, I mean, you're out there. And so that's something I always remember. Now, as far as the year is going, like I said, you have some clubs getting a lot bigger. The club that I'm in is getting bigger and better. There's a lot of things going on. What's up, Valerie? How's it going? There's a lot of things going on with that. I like to see clubs grow. I like to see new things happen. That's fun to me. I don't hold animosity for other clubs. Now, you will have issues with other clubs. That's just going to happen. There's nothing really you can do about that. People are people. And oh, thanks for that, Max. Two people in a live chat. Yeah, it happens. Something you gotta remember is there's a guy. What's the author's name? I keep bringing him up a lot of times, but he has a lot of good things to say. I think his name's Jack Donovan, but he does those Barbarian book series, and there's like 3 of them. But in the book, he talks about how people will tend to biologically wise, will tend to stay within certain groups, and they will kind of uh, tribe off, so to speak. And so people wonder, well, why do people make motorcycle clubs? Why do people make any kind of club? Why are there, different chess clubs? Why is there different football teams? Why is there different that people like to be part of something, and sometimes you'll get competitive, so that's where that kind of comes into play. Now, as far as the motorcycle club world goes, there are people that kind of are competitive against other clubs. I just like to ride. Like, I like to be with guys that I can trust. I like to ride. I like to have a good time. There's a whole different kind of side culture with motorcycles. I keep talking about that, but there really is. Like, you kind of get yourself on your own little world, and there's things that you miss out uh, by not doing that. And you see a lot of fun stuff. It's kind of like if you were to be in a band. You know what I mean? Thanks, Valerie. It's kind of like if you were in a band or something of that nature. You'll see a lot of things on the sidelines that just kind of is funny to you and it's fun, and you may never see it again. Um, so that's something to take into perspective. Um, and as far as this year, you've had a lot of clashes between motorcycle clubs. I think the Rock Machine and the Vagos got into it with each other. Um, Now, as far as my state goes, there really is. Thanks, Madman. You look cool too. As far as in the state that I am, the clubs really, they try to get along. There's not really a lot of animosity between the clubs. Now, you still have some clubs here and there that get into it with each other, but they kind of keep to themselves. And then I see a lot of clubs together, like partying together. And do you have a bandana or something like that? Like, love your hat. Yeah, we have bandanas, but as far as that goes, we do have those kind of things. In a motorcycle club, if you're in an actual MC, you're gonna have certain colors that you wear that helps other people like differentiate you from other clubs, um, and that makes it more visible when you're going down the road. Kind of helps. Any other questions? But yeah, you'll have colors that differentiate from each other. Now, as far as that goes, there are certain clubs that don't get along with other clubs, and you'll hear them talk about that. We try to get along with everybody, but you will have people like that. Do you play games? Um, I mean, depends on who you ask. But as far as I'm assuming you're talking about video games, I don't play a lot of video games now. My kids do play a lot of video games, and I have one of those Nintendo Switches, and I've been meaning to download a few games on there and play it. I just get really, really busy just spending time with my kids, so it gets kind of hard to play video games because then they want to do stuff, and I'd rather just do stuff with them. Um, there is a game I've been wanting to get though. What's it called? You can get it on the Switch. Is it Shadow Knight? Is that it? It's a little white knight guy, and it's kind of like a 2D game, but the graphics are pretty good on there. Is it Shadow Knight? Something Knight. but everybody's been telling me to get it and play it. Fortnite? No. It's it's this little black and white knight guy. It's a 2D game. I want to say it's Shadow Knight, but I don't. Maybe it's not. I keep getting that in my mind. But my kids play Fortnite a lot. They play Fortnite, and one of them's got a hunting game that he plays all the time now. They had some kind of animal release last night at like 10 o'clock, and he was super excited. He said, I don't know what it's going to be. It might be a moose. So I don't know. But when it gets warmer outside, I'll probably be outside more. I do have, hey Jalen, nice to meet you, nice to see you. I do have like axes and throwing knives and things like that, so I'll probably be outside doing those. My kids have bows and arrows, so who plays Steal a Brain Rot? I've heard of that, but I don't play it. I bought my kids some of the Brain Rot toys because they were just always talking about it. They do have the little toys that you can buy. It's on Roblox. Okay. They have like a little brain rot, and maybe like a TV show, a little YouTube show that you can watch. But as far as motorcycles goes and the MC culture, we'll get back to that since that's mainly what I talk about. We gotta get off subject a little bit. But as far as that goes, I will be answering some questions on here because I know a lot of people have questions about motorcycle clubs and they don't know like who to ask because you kind of get afraid to ask people because people get kind of weird about that. I try not to because people want to know. People want to like learn new things. And so I kind of like try to help when it comes to things like that. So, you guys have any questions? They have vids of them saying we are better. Okay. But yeah, that's the main thing when it comes to motorcycle clubs and motorcycles in general. People have their own preferences as far as clubs go, as far as motorcycles go. Now, a lot of the motorcycle clubs are more traditional when it comes to motorcycles. They tend to stand with Harley Davidsons or American made in general, but I've noticed a lot of them just stick with Harley Davidsons around here. You will see a couple of Victories and a couple of Indians. Excuse me. You will see a couple Victories and Indians, but mainly it's going to be Harleys around here. They're pretty dominant. Now, I've noticed that most of the time you'll see in life that as the times change, the people that are able to change with them seem to excel, seem to get bigger faster. Now, that's not always good because you can get so big that you start having more problems. And that's what I've noticed a lot of people have is if you're not super duper committed to what you're doing and you're not doing it for the right reasons, you'll start having a lot more issues. And you'll start seeing a huge growth and then a huge downfall with a lot of stuff. And when it comes to that, I've noticed that there's been a couple of clubs that had some huge growth because they've changed the things that they do. And if you'll notice, like, for example, Satan's Choice got really big really fast. The last time I heard an interview, he had like 40 chapters, which is really big. Really, I mean, that's fast within just a few years to get that big. Now, me looking at it, I can see a lot of downside to that because you're going to get so big that you're going to have a lot of people falling out, quitting, and going here and there, and you're going to get some bad eggs. Because when it comes to having a motorcycle club, you have like a vetting period, and you try to see like who's in it for the right reasons and who's not, and that can be hard to do when you're just letting any Tom, Dick, and Harry in. And I can see that happening with them. Now, I'm not saying that's what is happening, but I can see that happening. But I think that, I think that as far as the guy that started the club, he's really trying to do something with it. And so he may be in it for the right reasons. And I've noticed that as when I was saying earlier, you're changing for the modern times. Most of the time in these motorcycles clubs, you'll have like American-made bikes. Well, I've noticed in a couple conversations he's had, the president of that club, he said that he's letting people with, sport bikes in. Now he makes them ride in the back, but he's letting clubs join, like riding clubs and other MC clubs join with non-American bikes. And that's kind of unheard of. You'll see a couple places do that, like a couple smaller clubs, but as far as the big 4 or 5, they don't do that. So that's kind of different. Now, what you will see is you'll see like a motorcycle club get big. They'll start like an RC, which is a riding club, might be somebody else, like a support club, riding club. You might see a just a straight up support club, a SC. You might see a car club pop up with the same name, and it be like that. And you'll have like sport bikes and stuff in those clubs. He's talking about he's got sport bike clubs or sport bikes in the regular MCs, which is you don't hear about that very much, especially not around here. Most people around here are going to be American-made, Harley dominant when it comes to bikes in a club. I know that's the way our club is. And we travel, we drive around, and we go kind of fast, so we want something a higher CC. Like mine's a 1500 cc, so you would want something around there or bigger to ride around. You could get away with a smaller CC. I know when I first started kind of prospecting, I still had a Honda 1300, and it would get up and go with them. It had plenty of power. Those larger Honda engines are good engines. Like, I wish that they had never done away with them, but they were trying to get better fuel mileage and emissions wise. But if they just kept making the engine bigger and bigger, Honda would be an issue for Harley right now. But they decided to go a different way, so here we are. They kind of go more towards the Gold Wing anyway. So the Gold Wing now, I think the Gold Wing now is like what's it, like 1900 cc? I mean, it's pretty big cc motor now. But like I said before, if you're watching, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe button, and comment in there and let me know you guys are here while we sit around and talk about motorcycles. And if you guys have any questions about motorcycles, make sure you let me know too. Or motorcycle clubs, that too. Because I will be here to help you. I used to do some other videos, but with the different hobbies I have as far as like building sets and things like that. But I got to where I was so busy with my family and with riding motorcycles that I was like, I'd rather, you know, just talk about that because I do have experience when it comes to this life and relationships and things like that in general. And I've noticed that a lot of that ties into the motorcycle lifestyle. So I was like, I'm going to bridge the gap and kind of bring a lot of relationship dynamics into motorcycle club world because a lot of that plays into it. Like for example, if you read the 48 rules or 48, yeah, 48 rules of power, that'll help you in life in a lot of different aspects. Now, it was funny because when that book come out, they didn't let people in prison read it because they thought that it was going to make them like bad people. And Robert Greene was like, no, the book is so that you'll see the examples in real life. You don't have to act like this, but it's so you'll see the examples in life because, I mean, do you not have to have training for every other thing in life? Like, why wouldn't you have training for life? If you're going to have to be trained to work at your job, why wouldn't you have training when you're going about your life? And one of the rules, for example, one of the rules that I keep in my head all the time is don't outshine the master. That's in the 48 rules of power. Never outshine the master. And I keep that in mind a lot because I don't try to outdo the people above me. Does that make sense? Or if I do come up with something, I will tell them so it would kind of be like their idea. And that's helpful because then you're not trying the guys in charge don't look at you like you're trying to do something. Hey Jennifer, how's it going? That's something that you need to remember is you don't want to outshine the master. I've seen a lot of people in history get just because they did too good of a job. And the guys in charge took it personally because they thought they were trying to usurp them, take over. And they weren't. They were just trying to be awesome. They still wanted those guys in charge to be in charge. They were just doing an awesome job for them. They saw that as personal. And that's something to remember. Never outshine the master. And as far as motorcycle clubs goes, that's very important because there's a lot of people in motorcycle clubs that get their feelings hurt. And there's a lot of politics in some clubs. Now, some clubs there aren't, but a lot of clubs there are. And if you're dealing with multiple clubs, even if you're in your own club, if you associate with other clubs, you have to understand they have politics in those clubs. It'd be like if you went to another country. That country is different than your country. You have to understand that. If you go from state to state, those states are different. If you're in the United States. So people would say, well, I don't do that. I don't do it. You have to understand that not everybody is the same as you. And you may be having a great time in your motorcycle club, and then you meet another club and they take it personally. Just something to remember. So that's why I really recommend the 48 Rules of Power. That's a good one to read. Also, I would, if you're thinking about being in the motorcycle club world, I would start watching videos like this to learn more about it. I would also follow George Christie and watch some of his stuff. I just like him. He just seems like a nice old man. Like he's been around. He's done some cool stuff, and now he's talking about it. I like that Pee Wee guy. I know it's controversial, but I like Demons Row. I know that he's trying to get clicks and he's trying to make money. So is everybody else. But if you read between the lines, he's got some good info. I like Black Dragon, but he's a little long-winded. He just keeps on and on and on. I'm trying to think of some other ones that are good. But if you're thinking about getting in the motorcycle world, I would start watching some of those videos. Because why not? You'll learn about the lifestyle for free. Because as far as becoming a prospect and a hang around and stuff, I try to help people out that you're trying to become hang arounds and prospects, but I can't always be available. And what if they don't know what questions to ask? And so if they watch those videos, they'll be like, oh, okay. And I'm glad I watched. I'm glad I figured that out because I wouldn't have known to ask that. Does that make sense? So that's something good to think about. There are some do's and don'ts as far as being motorcycle clubs, stuff that will get you jacked up fast. I have been very fortunate for people to be watching my back through the process and be very lenient to me, but I'm not an idiot. So I'm not walking around doing stupid things. Now, if you're younger, it might be different because I'm almost 40 years old. So it's different. If you're getting in the motorcycle world and you're like 25, it'll be different and you might need some help and you might have some questions. Like I said a while back to some of my club members was, I'd probably be the last one to get in trouble in the club because I just don't do anything stupid, period. And so, everybody else might be in trouble or something, and then there's like one or like three or four guys that's always tight in the club that just doesn't do anything. That's not a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not saying, it's just the facts. So, but now I'm gonna take some questions. So if you guys have some questions, make sure you put them in the chat. And if I don't answer the questions, you can email me at my email that's listed, and I'll try to get back to you on some of these questions. I also have a TikTok under the same name. You can message me on there. I have a couple videos on there, but TikTok is just so weird about everything. If you don't put just like videos, cat videos or girls dancing, like you're literally gonna get blocked. So I don't really mess with it a whole lot. But as far me being in my positions in the club, I kind of have to. So there's that. But I also know the ins and outs of clubs. So, but if you guys have any questions, now's the time. I'm usually outside when I'm filming, but today it's really windy. So we're inside today. I'm gonna change the sliding real quick and see what it looks like. I like that one. That's kind of a blend of both. What did you get for Christmas? What did I get? I got... What did I get? Oh, I got one of those carry bags. It's a leather carry bag. I put it in my saddlebag on my motorcycle. It carries like all my, a tornado was a mile away from us, dang. I got one of those carry bags. You put all your toiletries and stuff in. So I'll put like my headphones, deodorant, things like that in there, and then I can take it with me. And if I need something out of it to go to the gym or something, it's already in that bag. I got my lady a new helmet. She wanted a full face helmet, so I got her one. It's got the flip up dealy on it. We in Decatur right now. Oh wow, you're in Decatur, Alabama, and there's a tornado just a mile away from you. Crazy. Glad you're okay. Um, or Decatur, Georgia. You in Decatur, Georgia, or Decatur, Alabama? But she got me a couple of different things. What did she get me? Oh, she got me a gift card to uh, you're in Decatur, USA. Okay, thank you. Um, she got me a gift card to a cigar shop to get cigars because I really like cigars. Um, I like smoking them on motorcycle rides, and you know, because there's nothing better than taking a break with all the guys, and you're sitting there, and you get a little cigar out, you smoke it while you're talking, you know, and so that was nice. And then what else? Oh, I got some shoes. I think I got them right here. I got some Jordans right here. You see those? They're all shiny. I got high tops because of my bike. They kind of help my ankles and stuff when you're sitting that bike. You don't really want low tops on a bike because it could twist your ankle or hurt your ankle. Oh, thanks for subscribing. It says your name is Pibble on there. Oh, you're from Bosnia? Oh, nice to meet you, Arman. But yeah, you kind of want high tops when it comes to motorcycles. Things protect your ankles, and also to me it just looks better when you're sitting on a bike. So I tend to go that way. I'm having some problems finding pants though. My dad broke his arm and leg trying to impress a girl. I hope he's okay. But I've been trying to find good riding pants, jeans wise, and I'm not trying to buy like riding pants. I'm trying to buy just a good pair of jeans. You know, and it gets kind of hard because when you work out, your legs get kind of odd shaped, and oh, he died last year. Damn, sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. My father's not around either, so I understand. But he's fine. So did he die or did he not die? Oh, it's fine. I understand. I got you. But as far as the back to the jeans thing goes, um, it's hard to find good jeans because when you're working out and stuff, it makes your legs like odd shaped because you'll have like a little waist, but then your legs will be big, and then they'll go down to your knees, and then your bottom legs will be big, and you're just like, it's hard to get good jeans because you almost need to buy everything that stretches, but you need them longer, so when you're sitting on a bike, they cover your feet up when you're sitting down. So it's like you got to buy a boot cut. And I told her, I was like, I guess I'm gonna have to buy a low rise, slim boot cut or slim straight, where it doesn't taper at the bottom. It goes all the way to the bottom, but it's kind of snug around the thigh. And it's hard to find jeans like that. I have to look at a couple of different brands, but I don't like the high rise because it pinches me. So I like low rise jeans myself. It just feels like you're wearing a girdle or something when you got the high rise on. So, and I also feel like it's a certain coolness when you have low rise jeans on because everybody tries to hide their belly fat with the high rise. So I get them low rise ones. But All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. I hope you liked the stream today. This is gonna be the last stream of the year. I'll do another one on Sunday. I tend to do my streams on Sunday every time. So make sure you. I mean, I appreciate talking to you too, Carson. I actually have a boy named Carson. But hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure that you watch all my videos. I do one a week. And I will see you guys later and have a happy new year.